Alright, thanks for clicking on the video. This is Gulpain, just back with a quick video. And today I'm just going to be talking about getting into a new series. And I got into, well, like, it's kind of hard to explain when you're trying to, like, there's a series that you've missed. So, like, for example, I missed, like, the Yakuza series. I never played any of them until I played Like a Dragon. Well, that's not true. I played Yakuza 1 on the PS2, but I played it on my PS3, but it kept crashing, so I didn't really get into that series at all. Like, I tried one of the games, but I wasn't like a massive mark for Yakuza. But then when I played Like a Dragon, then I loved Like a Dragon. So then I was like, okay, I need to go back and play the other games. So I couldn't play the PlayStation 2 games because I don't know, they were just too old or something, and I knew that they were remastering them to like Kiwami collection and stuff, so I started off with like Yakuza 3, and then I went to Yakuza 3, 4, 5, etc. Another one that I got into was the Ys series. So I don't think I ever played an Ys game before the PSP, the Arc of Naphatism, and then I didn't really get into that, but I played the one on the Vita, the Oath in Felgata, no, not the Oath of Felgata, whatever the one on the Vita is. I played that as well. I'll put the name for it underneath here. Yeah, so another game series that I got into, let me just preface the video with that, is the Final Fantasy series. So like, I played the first Final Fantasy game I played was Final Fantasy 7 years ago when I was a small little girl. And then then Final Fantasy 8, Final Fantasy 9, 10, 11, well not 11, 12, and then 13. I stopped at 13 because I couldn't get any good of it. So I was kind of like, I was playing the series, but I never played like Final Fantasy 1. I played Final Fantasy 6 a little bit on an emulator when I figured out how to emulate games first, and I really liked it, but I never played any of the other ones. So I decided to remedy that. So I got Final Fantasy 1 and Final Fantasy 2 for the PSP, and in this video I'm going to talk about Final Fantasy 1. So Final Fantasy 1 then for the PSP. First of all, it's like the Final Fantasy games for the PSP are really easy to play. Number one, because Final Fantasy 1, Final Fantasy 2 and Final Fantasy 4 for the PSP, they all have the same graphical style. So like, it's not as if it's like a significantly different game. Like when you go from Final Fantasy 2 on the PSP to Final Fantasy 3 on the DS, it's a significantly different graphical style, and I don't like the chibi DS style at all. I much prefer like the kind of the cartoony, I don't know what you call it, the cartoony sprite-based ones on the PSP. So Final Fantasy 1, I don't believe they changed that much from Final Fantasy 1 on the PSP from Final Fantasy 1 original. Obviously the graphics they have a major update, like, you know, the graphics look way better. I didn't play the pixel remaster on Final Fantasy 1. I know like the collection, it has them all together, but because I love PSP and I love PSP collecting and all that, so I said I'd go for the PSP versions. So I ended up picking up, years ago, the PSP Final Fantasy 1 and Final Fantasy 2 in like a charity shop. Well, not a charity shop, it's like a cash converter, it's like a pawn shop. I picked them up for like, I think it was £1 each or £2 each, so that was really good. But I played Final Fantasy 1 a little bit, but I didn't really like, you know, get into it and finish it. So recently, I decided I was going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So Final Fantasy 1 is awesome, it's so good. It's like, it's not advanced, and like, I mean, like, it's really weird. It's like the infancy of, you know, RPGs. So you start off and then the king tells you to go do something and you do it, and then you come back and then you go up to a bridge, and then you have to fight like the end boss Garland, and you beat him straight away. And so then it's kind of like, I imagine for people that were playing it for the very first time, they must have been like, oh, this is the end of the game, or, you know, this is like, this is, you're really into the game. But it's only the start of it. It's like the first, like, maybe like hour or something like that, or whatever, I can't remember now, but it's the first bit of it, and then you go start exploring the whole area then. So then I was playing it for a while, and then I was getting lost and I didn't know where I was going. So I have like the PSP on my bedside table, and I'll play it in the night time, or if sometimes I might bring it into work and play it on my break, and people are looking at me going, what's he doing with a PSP playing it, you know, in work. But yeah, because people are weird. But I kept playing it, and then I was like, okay, I'm going to be here for hours if I do this. So I just took out a guide on my phone and I just followed the guide, and I enjoyed it even more. So normally I don't like using guides to play games, but like some of the older games, like, you know, Legend of Zelda 1 or Simon's Quest or something, it's like, it's very difficult without a guide, because I am not, you know, 8 years old anymore. I don't have like the entire week, you know, like, or the entire month to play like one game, or it's not the only game that I have either. So it was just more like productive for me to play it with a guide, and it was actually grand because then I wasn't getting lost and I was going through the story, which is what I like in an RPG anyway. Final Fantasy 1, it seems like it's really open, but there's only a few places you can go, and there's little like you know, like vehicles you can get. The combat in it is really simple. You pick like, it does have replay value as well, but I probably wouldn't replay the first one because I'm trying to get through all of them. But you pick like one of like, well, you got like 3 characters, I think, and I'm after playing one of them after another, so forgive me if I mess up something. And you can, yeah, but there's like, you can go back and pick different classes. So you pick like a thief, a warrior, white mage, black mage, and a monk, something like that. And then you can name them, you know, whatever names you want as well. And then you go through the story. The story is very basic. It's very secondary on Final Fantasy 1. The main good thing about Final Fantasy 1 is the gameplay. And, you know, the enemy characters, they don't have many animations, and your character doesn't have many animations either. But it does look good the way, like, you know, it's quite simple. Like, just the background is like just like a forest, and then your characters, when they get hit, they just kind of like shutter. There's not much animation at all. But I really liked it. I like the kind of the cutscene as well. I used to love the cutscenes in games when I was younger. I was like, I gotta get to the next part so I see the cutscene. But yeah, I love that. So Final Fantasy 1 would totally recommend it. It's such a good game. The PSP version, I can't speak for the Nintendo version or the, I'm assuming it's on other things as well, like the Pixel Remaster or the one on PS1. I don't know, I think the loading times were bad on PS1, but the PSP version is class. WonderSwan Color it's on as well, and it must be on the Game Boy Advance. Well, it probably is, I don't know. But yeah, so totally recommend Final Fantasy 1. It's not that long either. I think I finished it in like 13 hours or 12 hours. And I done like very little grinding. I think I done a little bit of grinding, but not that much at all. I was able to progress through the story like very, very quickly. Obviously I used the guide, so like, you know, they were telling you what level you should be at certain places, but I kind of ignored that. I just kind of like, I didn't use the guide to like get through dungeons, right? It was just like basically where you go next. Because it's like, it's not very clear where to exactly to go next in the early Final Fantasy games, I have to say. So if you played Final Fantasy 1 on the PSP, let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for listening, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next video. Adios.